Welcome back, everybody, for another installment of Driving Around in a Car While Talking to Yourself. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Randy. This is the 55 Garage, and today we're doing a little driving. So, if you've been following the channel, and you should be following the channel, you know that I have been modifying my car, which is a 2010 Mazda Speed 3. In the first review video, I covered the Cobb access port, the short ram intake, and the high pressure fuel pump internals. This review will be covering the work I've done since I installed the EGR Delete, an oil catch can, cleaned my valves, and did a couple of various other different things, as well as installing a set of Motegi Racing MR131 track lights. Woo! For those that don't know, I live in Illinois, and it is currently fall in November, and today's temperature as of this moment is like 41 degrees. And if you know anything about turbo cars, they love cool temperatures, and that is the case today, so we might have to go to Mexico. So we're going to cover some of the things that I've installed in this car. This car does have a JBR 88 Durometer rear motor mount. I've also installed EGR Delete kit from James Barone Racing, as well as an oil catch can and PVC plate from Damon Motorsports. I also took my intake off and cleaned my valves and installed a set of thermal intake gaskets from Sure Motorsports and from James Barone Racing as well. Now, the first thing that most people notice when they get in this car after I've done those mods is it's a little buzzy, and that's because the rear motor mount is still in the process of breaking in. So on startup, the car vibrates a lot. Once you're driving, it's not that bad. Once you get up over 3,500 RPM, it's really not even noticeable. But anytime you dip down low into the RPM range, the car does buzz. But it gives it a race car feeling. Like, you can feel when this thing is revving, which makes it a lot of fun. It really enhances the I am driving a race car on the street kind of feel. Some people may not like it. 88 Durometer is pretty stout. I would recommend starting off with a 70 and then working your way up. I am familiar with using solid motor mounts, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. But as it's breaking in, it's starting to calm down a little bit, so it's not as bad. But yeah, it's still a little buzzy. Ooh. Barack Road. After I did the intake cleaning and installed the oil catch can and the PVC plate, kind of upgraded that, kind of keep those oil vapors under control. The biggest thing that I noticed once I put the car back together and took it for initial drive, it got some of its peppiness back. And I got my car used. It had about 50,000 miles on it. It was in pretty good condition. So I was kind of accustomed to the way the car was. And in that state, it was still pretty peppy. But once you do the valve cleaning, the first thing you notice is, man, this car it's very peppy. I mean, the throttle response has definitely changed a little bit. Now, it might be my butt dyno's telling me that it's more responsive, but it's definitely, I noticed it when I put the car back together. I mean, it was immediate. I was like, tap, whoa, you know, this thing's ready to jump. So that what made all that work worth it. Adding the oil catch can and the PVC plate just gives me peace of mind. You know, it's one of those things you don't really think about until you get in there and then you see how bad it actually is. That knowing that I've taken a proactive stance to kind of keep that stuff under control, going forward, it does make me feel a little bit better. I know that I'm taking care of the engine and I'm just alleviating a problem that may pop up in the future. I feel like all the work I've done to this point has really started coming together, and it's really improving the performance on the car. It was already fun to drive. It's even more fun to drive now. One of the things I'm really looking forward to that I hope to get done over this winter is adding a downpipe. There's been a couple other things that have popped up and kind of slowed the process on me changing the downpipe, but I have it on my list of planned modifications for this winter, so thumbs up and keep your fingers crossed, and hopefully I can get that done. Adding the wheels was a bit of a surprise. There's not that much of a weight difference between the stock wheels and these track lights, but you definitely feel it when you're driving spiritually, especially when you go to turn into a corner. The car is less hesitant now to actually turn and start rotating. I really should have done some more testing, especially doing a couple of 0 to 60 pulls, just to see if adding slightly lighter wheels would help with the acceleration. I mean, it probably did. Once again, Butt Dyno is telling me that it probably did. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. But I feel better about it. The wheels, my stock wheels were pretty rash and was a bit of an eyesore, so I was happy to replace them. At first I didn't know if I was going to like the bronze color or not. I did it on a whim, and I was basically telling myself that if I didn't like it, I would just plastic dip them with a different color. But the color's grown on me. It really kind of works with the blue of the car, and I am very pleased with the Sumitomo tires as well. Of course, the tires I had on, those things were long in the tooth. They gave up the ghost a while ago. But these Sumitomos, especially when you get them heated, they're pretty grippy. So, you know, no complaints there as well. So I am very pleased with all the stuff I've done to the car so far. There's been a couple headaches, a couple of situations where I was starting to question whether or not I should be doing this, but at the end of the day, once you get the car back together and you take it out for a drive and like everything works, it is definitely worth it. So, future upgrades. Well, one of the things I'm looking to upgrade is I still need to do that downpipe, which I ran out of time as we got towards the end of the center. My job picked up a little bit, kind of ate up some of my free time, so I didn't want to have the car apart for a long time again after doing the valve cleaning and everything. So I'm just going to save that one for the winter time. I got the Trailblazer to drive, so having my car apart is not going to be that big of an issue this time. I'm also thinking about either getting a set of lowering springs or getting coilovers. Now, this car will see some autocross duty, but I don't know if it's going to be like its main focus. And I don't really want to be part of the slam set, so I don't think I really want a set of coilovers. I think lowering springs will do me fine. But on the same time, I'm thinking forward, and I'm like, well, maybe I would like to make it a little bit lower than the lowering springs will allow. But then you run into issues where you have to change end links, and you might have to get new camber arms and things of that nature. So I'm still on the fence. So if any of you out there have a Mazda Speed 3 on lowering springs, or if you have one on coilovers, I would greatly welcome your suggestions and comments. So definitely leave me something, because this is an active kind of thought process that I'm in right now. Tried a new action camera out. It's not a GoPro, but it was highly reviewed on Amazon, and it was a lightning deal, so it was almost one of those situations where it was too good to pass up. And it is the Ape Man HD. It does 1080 video. We'll see how it goes, and I'm recording with it right now, so I'm gonna splice that footage in with what I'm filming right now, so you guys can see the quality of it and everything. I just got it kind of connected to my seat, and we'll see how it goes. I really wish the sun would have stayed out. Probably would have given you a better idea of the picture quality. I know right now, every once in a while, the picture goes dark, and it's, you know, it's because the lighting today is not the greatest. Woo! 15.27 pounds of boost. And now we gotta slow down. Because I'm not trying to catch a ticket today. That is my little review video covering some of the things that I've done to my car this time around. Let's just call this one the fall edition. Hopefully you all liked the video. If you did, leave me one of these. If you're really a fan of the content I'm putting on this channel, especially the Mazda Speed 3 content, go ahead, click the subscribe button. Don't forget to click the little bell. You guys and gals would greatly make my day if you do that. Hopefully you all are out there zooming along yourselves. I'm going to take this car home and get my work clothes on so I can go do work, and I will see you all next time.